Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Wrestling vs. the World podcast. If you're all enjoying your day, sweet. If not, then what the hell ever. So today, folks, we got a little bit of a fun one. This is going to be talking about Mr. Armando Alejandro Estrada. Only without the Cuban cigars, because we're going to be talking about this brief run that he had in ECW after he was no longer the GM of SmackDown. And he's doing this whole storyline where he's trying to earn his contract on the ECW roster. So it's less drawn out compared to the Drew McIntyre episode that we've talked about in the past. So, June 3rd, 2008, Armando Estrada is going to his office and he sees all this stuff being removed because it turns out he's been replaced by the board of directors by the new GM, Teddy Long. Because apparently his contract is costing too much and everything because he's technically a wrestler but also in this role as the GM. So, they're switching things up and they decide, hey, you're going to have to earn your contract and earn that money that you're worth. So, he's going to have to start having matches to earn his shots. And it seems like every time you have somebody getting put in those those kind of storylines, things don't turn out well. So, his first match, he's going to be going against United States Champion Matt Hardy, who was on the SmackDown brand. So, once again, we're ignoring the brand split and all this. He ended up losing to Matt Hardy in about a minute. Not a good start there. And then immediately, it's like, oh, I'll give you a second chance right now, and you're going to go against this guy whose life you've been making a living hell here on ECW, Colin Delaney. And Colin, he tries putting up a fight, but he ends up winning against Estrada in a little around 20 seconds. So it's like, back-to-back losses there. Then backstage, afterwards, Estrada, he's pleading with Teddy, don't fire me, Teddy, don't fire me. Teddy's like, alright, I won't fire you. But it's like, you're still going to have to earn your contract as a wrestler now. So it's like, this dual role thing is going to be done. And, I've also got one word of, motivation for you. And there's Ron Simmons with the whole damn stick. So now he's got to earn his contract as a solo, in a solo role. No more of this extra money stuff. And this was also, they mentioned the whole McMahon Mania money giveaway nonsense that was going on. It was like, hey, we gotta be careful with money, player, otherwise budget cuts. So the next week, June 10, 2008, Estrada, he finds Tiffany backstage instead of Teddy, and he's flirting with her saying, hey, I used to be the ECW general manager, and I'm a big-time, superstar here on the show. I know I'm speaking with an Italian accent, I can't do the Cuban accent very well, it's my bad. But then he finds out, oh yeah, Tiffany's actually the assistant to Teddy Long, because she just debuted. So now, Teddy's got a match for Estrada. You got to beat Finlay tonight in order to earn your contract. Well, in less than a minute, Finlay beats Estrada with the Celtic Cross. Holy crap. But then it's like, oh wait, I'm going to give you another match here for, another way to earn your contract. Here's Colin Delaney again, and before Delaney can get in the ring, Finlay hit Estrada from behind in the knee with the shillelagh. And in about 9 seconds after DDT, Delaney wins. It's like, oh wait, now I got another idea. You'll have another match right now, and it's against Hornswoggle, who gets the tadpole splash and beats him in about 8 to 10 seconds. So 3 immediate losses in a row, where once again he is getting jobbed out. Holy crap, this is worse than Drew McIntyre already. Because at least Drew had some time for these matches and everything. Now the next week, June 17, 2008. He's opening the show and he's facing Hornswoggle in a match. And right away they're adding the comedy because, he's tripping on a big old bucket spilled of marbles on the floor ringside. And they get squirt guns out and he's spraying them. And, after Hornswoggle goes onto the ring, Estrada tries to grab Hornswoggle and pull him out front of the ring. But instead he pulls out Finlay, who behind the referee's back starts squirting him with a bigger squirt gun. Squirt, squirt, squirt. And after he gets thrown back into the ring and attacked, Hornswoggle beats him with the tadpole splash in about 2 minutes. So now he's losing to a little person. It's like, why does that sound familiar? Oh yeah, that's right, Chavo Guerrero. So now we wouldn't see him for another couple weeks. No segments or matches until July 1st, 2008. Now they're starting to add a bit more backstage stuff because now he's saying he wants an update on his contract status, which Tay Long says it's under review. And now you have a match against this new guy because this is the start of the Superstar Initiative that Teddy Long introduces where, hey, we're going to have new superstars coming up to ECW because ECW's dead. We know that by now. And now you're going to have a match against the new coming star Atlas Ortiz, later renamed Ricky Ortiz shortly thereafter, who is now currently married to former WWE diva Layla. So, they have a match, and in about 6 minutes, you have Atlas Ortiz defeating Estrada with a backslide. How often do we see that move end a match? Not very often, but now he's at least having a bit longer matches, but he's still losing. And then we get to the next week. I've talked about this before. July 8, 2008. Knock, knock. Who's there? Braden Walker, and I'm going to knock your brains out. Yeah, that should bring back some memories here because it's the episode against Braden Walker. And according to Estrada, what he said in interviews, there's lost media involving those backstage segments because he actually went by his actual name before on the last take deciding, hey, let's just go with Braden Walker. And he lost in under 5 minutes to Braden Walker to the worst top rope diving crossbody in wrestling history. Because it's like, it looked like he was trying to almost do like that corner, like Vader splash, like, or not the Vader splash coming out of the corner, but like that running charge move, almost like without that big leap like you see with the Stinger Splash, you know what I mean? So he's already losing to Braden Walker, and now that's back-to-back losses against a new guy. Like, this is now full-on jobber status. He's losing to everybody. It's not like Triple H back in 96, who would actually beat the lower card guys. Estrada can't beat anybody. And now you gotta go fast forward a month, because now he's still off television, and now you get to August 5th, 2008. It's his last chance. This is your only final chance now, Estrada. He's having a match against Tommy Dreamer, and he actually beats him in 2.5 minutes because Delaney, who had turned heel by this point, distracts Dreamer, who takes Delaney and throws him into the ring post, and then from behind, Estrada gets a roll-up and actually pins Tommy Dreamer to earn his contract. It didn't matter if there was an asterisk by the name like something fishy here. He actually beats Dreamer and therefore he earns his contract. And backstage in the locker room, he talks to Colin Delaney, who he makes peace with. Colin's like, hey, at least you gave me the opportunity to fully get my contract and everything, unlike that mentor, Tommy Dreamer. He was up to no good. And then Teddy Long barges in and be like, oh, playa, you got an Extreme Rules match next week's against Tommy Dreamer. Huh? You could have just said go one-on-one with The Undertaker for the meeting. And then you get to the next week, where it all comes to an abrupt end. August 12, 2008. Estrada, he's backstage because Teddy is talking to Tiffany, and he's like, got his contract, be like, oh, you have to sign it for me. So Teddy's like, all right, a man of my word, signs the contract. They celebrate with glasses and champagne, be like, all right, now you're going to have your first official match as a contracted ECW superstar against Finlay. And in about 5.5 minutes, Finlay beats him once again with the Celtic Cross. And this is the part where I have to correct Wikipedia, because it's not going to be like one of those standalone Wikipedia correction videos that I've done a few times before. Wikipedia incorrectly states that his final televised match was this match against Finlay, which is not true. Because his final televised match, not including any FCW stuff, but I mean, like, on television, you can find this for yourself, was the next week, August 22nd, 2008, SmackDown. Because there was a 10-man over-the-top rope battle royal to determine who would be added to the WWE Championship Scramble match, which was won by the Brian Kendrick. And then that led to the whole thing about, oh, Brian Kendrick, WWE Champion and everything. But Estrada was one of the 10 men in the match. He was one of the first 5 in the ring without any intros or anything, with likes of Scotty Goldman, a.k.a. Colt Cabana. And he was eliminated by Big Show, who was just watching the whole damn thing. So yeah, this run, and storyline just was an absolute failure right here, to be honest. I've seen Estrada's, stuff on social media, and he's actually a pretty likable guy from what I'm seeing. But they gave this guy nothing to work with during the storyline, because it's he's suddenly no longer ECW champion. He has to earn his contract, because again, this is the same thing that they did with MVP back in 2008-2009, and same thing that they did later on with Drew McIntyre from 2010 to 2012, I believe it was, when I did that episode, time period. And now they did, also did with Estrada. He kept losing to, immediate back-to-back matches, losing to the newer guys, squash matches galore, and then finally he wins a match against Dreamer. Then he has his last 2 matches the following week, and then he's never seen on television as a wrestler again. Yeah, he'll come back a few years later for a couple of appearances by trying to manage Tyson Kidd, because he's doing that whole gimmick where he's trying to get a manager to be successful, but then he's gone again. And it's just like, what was the point of doing this storyline if you were just gonna suddenly release him and stop, like, put him on TV and then release him shortly after this? Because I think they said he was released from his contract in November. So it's like, yeah, time well invested here for this whole storyline, just to throw it out the window. But anyway, let me know what you all thought in the comment section below. Does anybody remember the storyline, and what do y'all think about it? It's just like, it feels so weird. Like, I look at something like this, and now it's the third time we are seeing a storyline where somebody is essentially being booked as a jobber, to where they're losing a lot, and you have to earn your contract, but you're constantly losing. So it's just like, what are you here for? But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed. If you enjoyed today's episode of the podcast, folks, please remember, leave a like, subscribe to the bell, turn on here on YouTube, comment what you thought below, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Thanks for watching, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.